And see, when I was youngster, I'd be on the back of bikes with my older brother. My parents be gone. Know what I mean? You like CBRs, you like Hondas. So I'm riding on the back of a 1000 with him, a youngster. Shit scary as fuck. I'm on the back of a bike with him. Parents gone to work. He come over, boom. Pick me up on the bike. We riding all over the place. And so as a youngster, all that dirt bike racing shit. Jeremy McGrath, Ezra Lusk, Kevin Windham, Ricky Carmichael. We grew up on all of that shit. Wanting to wear all the Thor uniforms and all of that shit. But see, that's why I be doing a lot of tricks on my bike, but the one trick I haven't tried is a wheelie because that's what killed my brother. And that's the one trick that I just don't want to try just because of that, because that trick killed my brother. My brother was doing a wheelie on his bike. Down Alabama Avenue. This was in Washington, D.C., Southeast. He's running a wheelie down Alabama Avenue. He caved out. He hit a parked car. He died instantly. They call him Sick With It because he pulled up on a motorcycle club and was busting all these tricks and all this shit. And it was like, damn, this motherfucker know what to do with this bike, like just a natural with it. And that's what they call him, Sick With It. And ironically, I do tricks on my bike, and I got a 600 by the way, Gixxer. I do tricks on my bike, and it's scary because I'm not afraid, you know. You ride with one foot in the air, throw it 75 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour in third gear, switching lanes, not even afraid. Yeah. Even to me, sometimes it's mind-boggling how I'm doing something so dangerous and it doesn't bother me. And a lot of this shit is coming natural. I think it's just in the blood. Like I said, my brother died on a motorcycle. Yeah, I don't pop wheelies, but there's a lot of things I can do on the bike that other people can't do. They could probably pop a wheelie, but there's a lot of tricks that I could do they can't do. Because first, well, for starters, you got to be in shape to ride a motorcycle. If you plan on riding a motorcycle, I ride my bike every day, first of all. I daily my bike. That's how I get around is on my motorcycle. So let me say, I'm speaking from riding every single day, not just on the weekend, not once a month, not only in the summertime. I ride my bike every single day, even when it rains. And for whatever reason, a bike, if you ask me, listen, this is just what I think. If you ask me, there's two main things you need to watch out for if you're gonna ride a motorcycle. Especially if you're gonna ride it every day like me and other people who ride every single day. Two things. Cars that want to race you and show off, and other motorcycles. If you avoid those two things, you won't have no problem. if you avoid cars that want to race and show off and other motorcycles. Majority of the bullshit that happen on bikes you will avoid. Yes, if you're not paying attention to the street and you run over oil, ice, coolant, a mixture of the 2 or 3, you're going to put your bike down. As we all know, riding a bike isn't for everybody. A lot of people you see riding a motorcycle probably shouldn't be on it. Like, you got some people who talk, they say, I put up a lane filtering video. Some people were saying, man, you know, that shit reckless. Oh, you're an asshole. You're the reason why people don't like bikes, blah, 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 blah. But what they don't see is when you're riding the speed limit, letting cars go past, you're moving out of the way, letting cars go past. See, they don't see how often I do that because nobody wants to watch that. That's not what people want to see. You post a video doing that, nobody wants to watch it. You post a video doing 147 miles per hour, that's what everybody want to see for whatever reason. You're going to have to get used to the way people follow you on motorcycles. Not giving you enough space. That shit is dangerous. In every sense of the word, riding a motorcycle is dangerous. And sometimes I ride that motherfucking bike every single day. That's how I get around. And sometimes I still can't seem to fathom it. But it's very dangerous. And if you're thinking about riding a bike, you better get in shape. Because you're going to be balancing 500 pounds or better in between your legs at all times. So your arms, your shoulders, your core, your legs, it's going to have to, I'm telling you. It also depends on what type of bike you get. I bought a sport bike. I didn't buy a cruiser. So obviously a cruiser is going to handle a whole lot different than a sport bike is. Sport bike sits in a rocket launch aggressive position. More lower center of gravity. Cruiser is going to sit more upright. Blah, 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 blah. You can't ride a motorcycle with car awareness, obviously, because you're on 2 wheels. You got to warm your tires up. See, it's little stuff like that that's make riding a bike a whole lot different than a car. You have to think about this shit. You're on 2 wheels. You got to warm up your tires. So let's say if you live, well, I live in LA. If you live, I don't know, wherever. But for the sake of living in LA, if you live by the 110, right by the 110, 405, 105, I-10, whatever, 605, you live right next to that and you just jump on the freeway without warming up your tires and you peel out, there's a very, very likely chance that you're going to end up putting your bike down. When people ask me, you ride your bike in the rain, you not scared? It's dangerous. Everything that men do is dangerous when you think about it. Going to work is dangerous. Men die from what they do every day to make money, to make a living. Fuck is wrong with you? If you want to ride a bike, get it. But it ain't for everybody. You better know that. And that shit is dangerous as a motherfucker in every sense of the motherfucking word. I leave my ego wherever it is when I get on my bike. never ride my bike with an ego. Them thousands and all that shit, they come speeding up. I let all the motherfuckers go. Go ahead, man. Dan the fireman, he said, ride your ride. So that's what I do. I ride my ride. I ride my bike. It's an instinct. I keep telling people, motorcycles is an instinct thing, not a skill set. I'm telling you. It's a skill set. The same way how you ask the professionals. Kyle Crutchlow, Scott Redding, Jack Miller, Valentino Rossi, Alicia Spargo, Polis Spargo, Nikki Hayden, Valentino Rossi, Jorge Lorenzo, Maverick Vinales, Hector Barbara, Alvaro Bautista Axel. Watch the races, watch MotoGP, watch the 125 to 250s, watch the Superbikes to 600s, watch the MotoGPs, the 1000, watch them race. They'll tell you, oh, the Honda doesn't handle like the Yamaha does. The Yamaha doesn't handle like the Ducati does. You can have all the skill in the world. You have to get a feel for the bike. So it's an instinct thing with these bikes. It's not a skill set skill. The most skilled riders crash because they don't know the bike. They ride a new bike. It's a new setup. That's why if you're not going to ride a motorcycle every single day, I really don't even think you should fuck with it. It's way too dangerous. If we ride every day, as we all know, there's motorcycle awareness and there's car awareness. Motorcycle awareness is different from car awareness. You can do stupid shit in the car and get away with it. You can't do that on a bike. And I had people pull up asking me dumb shit. While we're doing, I had a dude pull up. He was on 1,000 on a Yamaha R1. Pulled up, tapped me on the shoulder, tried to talk to me. And we're doing like 95 miles an hour on the 110, going south. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? That's what I'm saying. Other motorcycles, other bikes are dangerous. Because to show off for you, you want to fly past me doing 75 lane filtering, but you're going to end up hitting me, and we're both going to end up running into cars because we're already shooting lanes, white lining, shooting lanes, lane filtering, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We already doing that, and that shit's already dangerous. You want to get on a bike, you better leave your ego at home. That's like my Uncle Toby. Don't drink nothing and get on a motorcycle. If you're gonna bar hop and drink, get in the car. And don't ride with a group of people. Dan the fireman says the same thing. Avoid groups of motorcycles. Groups of motorcycles are always going to be problems. See, people ask me all these questions about motorcycles because they see I ride every day, and I've been riding every day, and they're wondering, well, he's riding every day and he's not crashing. Motorcycles are very risky, so there's uncontrolled chaos and controlled chaos, so to speak. You ride a bike, there's a difference between the guy doing the wheelie and he's in control, and the guy doing the wheelie and he's not. But all in all, it's a very dangerous game on a motorcycle. You You could do everything right and some bullshit can still happen. That's why I always ride fully geared all the time. I always ride with my gear. And if I do decide not to ride with gear, upper body, I always got leathers on. Always. I never go squid mode, not even to the corner store. Fuck is wrong with you? Always got my gear on, never going squid mode. I ain't hating on nobody that goes squid or none of that shit. Cause like I said, ride your bike. Ride your bike the way you ride your bike. I'ma ride my bike the way I ride mine. But that's how you gonna make it on a motorcycle. Cause other than that, you gonna find yourself crashing a lot and putting your bike down all the time. And it ain't gonna be from some of the more common shit. Is gonna be from stuff that's gonna end up costing you your life. And I'm gonna ride right past you and look at you. Cause that's probably what you would do to me. There go another one spilled on the street. And that's what people gonna think. I learned how to ride my bike at night. Even though everybody said, during, you should learn how to ride your bike during the day. I learned how to ride my bike at night. That's what I was more comfortable with doing. It's harder to see, but so what? I was comfortable at night. And that's why I said, ride your ride, young man. Ride your bike. If you want to learn during the day, learn during the day. If you want to learn at night, learn at night. I personally, this is just me. I think a 600 is way too much for a beginner. Too much power, too much torque, way too much. And that's just a 600. I would highly recommend a 250 or a 300. Now that's only if you live in, one of those cities, LA for example. Out here, it's dangerous to drop cars out here, let alone bikes. But if you in a place where it's a lot of open roads, you could probably go ahead and get away with that, because it's going to be more forgiving if you fuck up. But if you on a 110 at 10:30 with heavy to mild traffic and you make a mistake, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So I would start with a 3. And bikes got wet weight and dry weight. Your bike gonna be 420 something pounds dry, but once you fill it all up, all fluids, gas, everything, it's gonna be a little bit heavier. And see, that's what come with riding. You gotta get used to that, because it's gonna make a difference when turning, stopping, braking, everything. Because that added weight. I really don't think, if you're not gonna ride a motorcycle every day, I wouldn't fuck with it, depending on where you live at. If you living in one of them country areas where it's wide open, that's different. You can get away with a lot of shit. But in them rough, tough traffic areas and shit, if you're not gonna ride a motorcycle every day and stay familiar with it, it's not even worth having a bike. You could ride a bike year round in LA, even though it's been raining like shit. You start riding your bike for 3 or 4 days and you get back on it, it's gonna take you a little bit of time to warm up, to get used to it. Even when you ride it first thing in the morning, you could have been on there last night and you get on your bike in the morning and you see somebody else, he been on his bike for 2 hours already, so he warmed up. So you gotta ride your bike, warm up with your bike. As your bike warming up, you need to be warming up with your bike. And you have to become one with the motorcycle. People think that shit is a joke, but see, if you ride your bike every single day, if it's your transportation, you know what a lot of these sayings mean. I've already made turns, dragging my feet and hit shit, you know, smack shit with my foot sore, hurting, bloody, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So now when I turn, hit sharp turns and lean the bike, I make sure my feet on the pegs at all times. And now I make sure my feet on the pegs at all times when I'm going up and down any little streets, because this isn't the racetrack where it's soft asphalt with no Carl's Jr. and, you know, Tam's burger bags laying all in the street and shit and woo woo.